All right. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Salty Saturdays. I am your stream operator, Wild9, and tonight we have a semifinal Hero Series match. And with me to cast and talk about the match, Ron Mexico, Valiant and Dankest Dad. How you guys doing?
Doing great and happy to be here. Well, if I could take Ron Mexico's place, I would. I'll swap with him easily because then I could lose and give my team a win in this pivotal playoff match.
Yeah, no
I
bias.
am I'm doing great. I hiked 19 miles and got out of the shower maybe like 20 minutes before I hopped on this call.
Well
Nice.
done.
So, thank you. If I could take Ron Mexico's place, I would because I got swept by Slate and I want to win a semifinal match.
Well, maybe one of these
Uh,
days,
yeah,
but
but that would require making it to the semifinals again.
yeah, but also require learning the last hero standing format if you're trying to play some hero. So it's a little bit of a different beast from conquest format that we see in Wild Pro and sort of the closed list, close sibling in Legacy, but still a fun time. Each player must win with only one class, actually. They don't have to win with them all. Simply, once one of your classes is defeated, you can no longer play it, and the last hero standing is declared the winner. Very clever naming there. So,
Indeed.
yeah. So walking through this matchup here, the Department of League Administration, Ron Mexico's side, is currently leading 8-5 over Arcanist Perform Miracles. Ridiculous Hat took a sweep over Stinzy in the 2. Dragon Rider took a 3-1 win over Azalea Akari in the 4. And Canoe on the Arcanist Perform Miracles side swept Saku 3-0. So we have a very tight match. Ron has the chance to close it out against Geranium Battle tonight, and in a battle of two of the strongest one seeds in Hero this season. And two very different lineups, though. So, gonna see a lot of variety.
Oh, I should. Wait. I'm just here waiting for the spectate to turn on.
Oh,
No problem.
they're
They're still in the menus getting
yeah.
ready.
Ah,
For now, though, we just have to sit and speculate. On
The
Ron's side, we see the Death Knight, Demon Hunter, Hunter, and Warrior. And on Geranium Battle side, we have the Demon Hunter, Druid, Priest, and Rogue.
and as someone who does not play standard, I have done the thing and opened up the Tempo Store meta snapshot so I can take a wild guess, pun intended, as to what these decks are. I'm gonna guess Enraged Warrior, which is apparently the only tier 1 deck, and I don't know the rest.
Well, Tempo Storm, well, I've seen their wild reports, and a lot of the best decks in the format have no matchups better than 50-50, according to them. So sometimes you got to take it with a grain of salt. But Enraged Warrior is one of the stronger decks in Standard right now, and pretty much the only viable archetype for the class. So I'm sure that that's what we're going to see on Ron's side. But otherwise, it's pretty wide open. Geranium's lineup, the Demon Hunter has several archetypes with Spell, Outcast, Big, and Relic all being fairly strong performers. Druid has the Big Druid and the Thaddeus Druid that we've seen so much of on ladder. There's Control Priest and Undead Priest, and Rogue has a Miracle package, a Secret Passage, and a lot in between. So,
Hmm.
really plenty.
Now, is it possible for the Warrior to just win all 3 games here?
It absolutely is. It could happen. I know that traditionally Warrior is not favored into any Druid archetype on ladder right now. So it would take a tough one or Ron's ban of the Druid for the Warrior to probably do that. But yeah, in theory, if Ron stays winning with Warrior, he could take out all of Geranium Battle's decks one after another.
Hmm.
But, knowing Ron, though, it would most likely be on his trademark Hunter if he will be putting in the work, since that surely is the deck he has the most reps on this time.
This.
So, as we dive in now, we're going to get to see the match start up. And one thing to note about last Hero Standing is that, well, Team Order is not so exploitable in Conquest. It's very important in Last Hero Standing, since once you
Uh-oh.
win, you actually can't change your deck.
Did they take away the thing where you get to spectate 2 people at once if they're playing one another?
Ron
there it
Ron
may,
probably, yeah. I'll remind him.
Okay.
I bet he
yeah.
There it
didn't turn
is.
it on.
Nope,
Oh, okay,
it's good. It's good.
It's
It's
good
good.
now. All right.
So
So
right off,
Outcast Demon Hunter?
that's what it looks like going into the Enraged Warrior. So this,
I have no idea who's favored in this matchup, but looking at these hands, the Demon Hunter looks clunky. I assume that left Glaive Tar will get mulliganed and the right one kept. The Warrior
yeah,
hand looks excellent.
yeah,
That is a full
missing.
keep.
I think on the Warrior side, there's actually a few powerful cards missing. Keely, the location, and the Anima Extractor. The Imbued Axe, though, is one of the strongest cards in the whole deck.
And I feel like if the Crazed Wretch is not dealt with, Wretch plus Axe can get out of hand very quickly.
Possibly, but that would require Ron to find a way to get that Wretch damaged. So until that happens, I think Geranium Battle is going to have a bit of an upper hand. And just in time, it's Anima Extractor.
Eesh. See, I know my 1 mana 2/3s with charge, and their Death Rattle does 3 damage to your hero.
Yeah, well, we can't all be duels players today, or players of the original Naxxramas Adventure, where that card was first featured.
Really? I thought it was first featured in Lich King.
Back even before Curse of
Oh,
Naxxramas.
the more you learn. You mean
Indeed.
that set had Lotheb, and I don't remember any
Oh
other.
no,
Oh,
no.
Poison Seeds.
Oh no. This is not a constructed card at all. This
The
is
Death
a
Charger, right?
Yep, not
Yeah.
ever a card in a constructed format.
This Shambling Child is a good enough substitute.
That it does. So
This looks. Is this
probably
a
going to see
Coin
the
Hawk Strider?
I think that's what we're going to see. And as Geranium's teammate, I hope that's what we see.
Yeah. Wait. Yeah. Because then Wayward Sage comes down on 3 combined with something. Then Glaive Tar's 3 mana on 4. These are good hands from both players. That's 2 Rifts in the hand.
Definitely. And the Bridge Riff into the Verse Riff the following turn looks like a good setup for the late game. And we'll see for now.
And
But
this is not quite Crazed Wretch being damaged, but
no,
a
this is
tanky
better.
Anima Extractor.
This is definitely stronger right now. The Anima Extractor is so good. So Illidari's Studies.
Yep, good ordering. I like the ordering. 4 mana, 3 mana Halveria doesn't matter too much, but you can if I remember correctly, Wayward Sage will keep the I-Beam at 1, right? Because it goes to 2 and then Outcast is 1.
Yes. Probably
So
we'll
that
see
won't be able
both.
to kill.
We might see both Wayward Sages come down here, which could be a pretty slick play.
That, or maybe Wayward Sage into security to finish off the 2/4.
Hmm. Little bit of a gamble here because this 2/4 is gonna stick around a little, or can give some buffs to the hand there, and we'll see. We'll
Yeah.
see how big this
I
Curious Wretch is getting.
I like this decision though, because either that or it stays around for another turn, gets another axe buff. Maybe Raw Mexico plays, something to back it up. I mean, we see his hand, but Naturia Beast doesn't. I
Yes,
do like that decision. All said and done. Oh wait, that's Geranium, isn't it?
it is. That's just his
I
tag.
huh.
So Ron's going to go to give up some later tempo here to draw some minions, get some hand buffs, and deal with this Hawkstrider, which is probably pretty clever. And
That is a fat Olgra.
that it is. Tough play here on Geranium's side.
I
Getting the
think
Glaive Tower out makes sense, but knowing what's in Ron Mexico's hand,
yeah.
it's
I
not
think
easy.
from Geranium side, this is good because you have Spectral Sight on both sides of your hand. Sure, you're going to draw a card next turn, but because it's Outcast deck, it's presumably a cheap card. So I
Yeah.
like banking the Glaive Tar, doing 5 now, 9 damage over 2 turns, lots of card draw.
Hmm.
Obviously, it's not going to be good because we see Raw Mexico's hand, but I do like this decision.
Yeah. And Ron goes for the Bridge Riff here, which actually surprises me a little bit. I would have maybe expected to see the 2-drop and the 3-drop come down just because there's so many stats. But this does give give a bit of an answer on board. And Walloper, finally. Rush the
Is that gonna
stage.
be quick enough though? Oh, those are expensive cards that do not have the Outcast keyword.
Well, Rush the Stage, though, is at least pretty good and does give some more board presence. So,
Now,
or we could just see the Glaive Tar draw some
Spectral
cards right
Sight,
away.
yeah. Or no, that's dumb. I was thinking of Spectral Sight, but no, I don't like that. Yeah.
Nope. Fierce
Ooh,
Outsider.
second
And
Fierce
both
Outsider.
Fierce Outsiders. Hey, that's pretty nice.
Yes, it is. Not only that, but that lets the Glaive Tar draw a bunch of extra cards, and it discounts the Walloper, and
Yes.
it kills off
And
the 5/4.
clears the board. The,
Sheesh.
the deck is doing what it's supposed to.
Indeed, but looking at Ron Mexico's hand, so is the Enraged Warrior.
Absolutely. We're getting some good Hearthstone here.
Indeed. I do
Another
love casting
extract.
matches where both decks do their things instead of. It's more fun, One-sided games are always boring to cast.
Yes. And Ron here, starting to go for that lethal setup here. Trying to take a 2-turn plan into account.
And we see, of course, Geranium has the comeback mechanisms, the card draw, the Halveria combined with a bunch of rush minions. I mean, he can clear all or at least most of this board in
Right.
so many different ways.
Yes, but all of those ways are going to make that Olgra even larger.
Not if it's all a bunch of securities. Those 1/1s will die.
Oh no, no! But there's an anima
Oh, wait, the Ammo
extractor on the
Extractor.
board right now.
What's wrong with me, Lord?
Yep. Rush the
Does that
stage.
say
We'll get another Walper and the Shambling Chow. Yep.
thinking at this point? Oh, wait, but the Wallopers will minimize that damage to the
Yeah.
face. Not to the
Yeah.
face, the hand buff.
Yep. We'll just see what's able to stick around. I think the
Oh, is this
Halveria is a bit of a
Halveria?
risk,
Yeah.
but might be one
I'm
that
thinking
pays
you
off.
have to because I think you want to one hit, like kill the 1/4 in one hit
Yes.
rather than yeah.
So now there's some buffs on that Olgra. And that is a Sanguine Death, which is the perfect draw for Ron right
Wait.
here.
7, 8, 9, 10, 15, 16, 17, 19. Ooh. Wait, Shambling Chow. Oh, but wait, but 11, 12, 13, 14 health, 7, 11, it won't kill it in time. It won't kill the Shambling Chow in time to take him out.
And the order of
Ooh.
Olgra is for some reason random. So
Oh.
we're not sure what exactly we're gonna see
Wait,
if
it's not left to right, or
no,
if
it
it's
is
earliest
not.
to latest, is it earliest to latest? Because then it does clear out the Shambling Chow.
Well, we'll just have to see.
And if that is the case, then that is lethal if he finds it, if this interaction works the way... I actually don't have Olgra, so I've never seen this, and obviously I don't play Standard. I wanted to craft Enraged Warrior in Wild, but I don't have Olgra, and I was like, that card feels kind of important. But he is not going for the risk. He is not going for the possibly lethal going the other direction. He'd rather create a massive taunt board, hope he survives this turn, and go for lethal the next turn.
That's
I
what
have
it
to say,
seems like.
I have to say, I actually like this decision. That's a lot of taunts, and you've seen the Halveria.
Yeah.
Sort of RNG. The Outcast cards have Rush, but not Charge. So sort of the RNG, it is difficult for the lethal, and this is a good Olgra setup for next turn. I like this decision. I like it. I think it's patient. I think it's safe.
Well, I
I
don't
would
know.
not have
It's
made it, but I
definitely
like it.
patient, but I don't know about safe. I think that's the exact
Ha!
issue here. Because there is definitely enough attack on this board to get through all of this.
This is true. But is there enough attack on this board to get through all this and deal 13 damage? That Olgra is a
Perhaps.
feisty girl waiting in the wings.
Hmm. And now we see the Fellerin, and
Those
those
are...
look
okay.
those look helpful.
Sigil Runner is not the most impactful, but that Outsider is just another free 2 points of damage. And... yeah, not the most impactful.
Well,
Okay, so you have 5... yeah, it's 8 damage. Does he clear the board, or does he set him to 5 and get blown out by this Olgra that he has no idea? I mean, I'm sure he can predict that there is something impactful, but I don't think he can predict a 7-11 Olgra.
well,
Yeah,
Mornia is also
good
a
choice.
good one.
Yeesh. Olgra clears the board and pushes damage to the face. Yeah, I
Yeah,
like this.
Olgra is a huge
like this.
pickup.
It
And that's
is...
that.
yeah, it's just random. We have
Yep.
discovered it is
Yep,
random. It's
it
not
is
really
just random.
Yep. That is...
Well,
let me see. What can he do? Obviously he kills the Olgra no matter what, but he's at 9. There's a Remornia with an axe, with gonna be an active depths. Is this guaranteed lethal?
no, it's
No,
never.
no,
It's
not
actually
quite, not
never
quite.
lethal on the other side, just because
Oh,
the
Remornia has
Remornia.
rush. It doesn't have charge.
Yeah.
As I said at the start of the stream, I am exhausted.
Mm.
But I
Well,
mean, putting the DH to either 4 or 2, DH doesn't have too much comeback mechanism. Merlocula has lifesteal, but Merlocula has to attack in order to get lifesteal.
yes. Right now, I'm sure that Geranium is just trying to threaten as much damage as possible.
Yep. Yep.
And
Either bluff lethal or hope to draw lethal and try and get Ron Mexico to clear the board instead of pushing face. But unfortunately, with the Remornia, he can clear the board, or do a lot of damage to the board, and push face.
yes.
Yeah, this is not looking good for Geranium, but I'm pretty certain there are like RNG cards, right? I think he has one more studies in deck, or have we seen both?
I think we've seen them both, but let's see. I'm not sure the Demon Hunter has much they can do about this, though. Oh, Wretched Exile, here we go. It's time.
Chaos Leech, I-Beam. At the very least, he can hit his own 1/1.
Well, Chaos Leech is not in Standard, unfortunately, but I
It's
am
not?
rooting for Geranium to find it.
I could have sworn Chaos Leech got printed like 2 months ago. Has it been so
No.
long?
That it has.
Dang. Still, I-Beam? Now we won't have the mana required.
No, this is unfortunately over. And with that, Ron Mexico takes game 1.
And for my own learning, I believe this means that the Demon Hunter is eliminated and the Warrior is forced to be queued again?
Exactly correct.
Okay. Man, Conquest is so much simpler.
I agree. Last Hero Standing is spooky.
It is. If I ever get into standard THL, I think I'm gonna start in pro because it's basically wild, but with
Don't
fewer cards.
don't let the pro players hear you. Uh,
I'm just saying, pro is a worse wild, and
mm,
according and some of my teammates are Australian, so it is still Pride Month somewhere, so you cannot criticize me. So I have free reign.
well, I guess there you have it, folks. Tread lightly. But we'll see here if
Druid and
Geranium
Rogue.
Battle's Druid will tread lightly into this warrior because
Is
this
this
is
wait?
the Druid's
Is this
best
the
matchup.
Thaddeus? The Thaddeus
Yes,
one?
it is.
I think I've seen this. I lost to this deck on ladder because I did not realize Attorney at Maw and Mishmash Monster was just a 10 mana one-sided board clear. So
Yep.
I killed everything and I played it slow and I kept setting up big boards and it turns out that combo is good.
Yes. Very good if
Yes.
you are trying to do that slow roll plan.
Yes.
Might
But-
see the
So, just from my experience playing against Druid and Wild, is this just going to be the warrior has to do as much damage as quickly as possible before the Druid takes over?
pretty much. And part of the reason why the Druid is favored is because the warrior tends to rely on minion trades to develop and get damage going. And if the druid is playing passive, just looking for Womper, which we don't see unfortunately for Geranium, then the warrior isn't able to get the big buffs. But this is one of the worst possible hands on the druid side, so we might be able to see Ron sneak this through.
The Womper doesn't have. Womper has 1 out of 2 Flesh Behemoths gone. That Flesh Behemoth won't be able to hit Thaddeus. And he has the way to damage his own minions, but no axe yet.
Yes,
So-
but that is an Olgra getting all those buffs, which is a very big
true.
deal. And
This is
another
true.
Sanguine Depths.
I think Geranium still has a chance until he finds the axe. Was the Ogre what, 7 attack? Oh!
Yeah, no. This goes
Yeah.
very quickly here.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I-
That's 8 buffs on Ogre, with more to come.
Yeah. We might have to see the Innervate out into Kolak. Could see the hero power here into some trading. But that coin Olgra is going to end the game pretty abruptly.
Yeah, and Innervate Kolak is just a roadblock. It doesn't really give him any board, it just gives him a little bit of armor. Gives him an extra turn, sure, but that's also an extra turn for Ron Mexico to find an axe.
Definitely.
I think he has to do it, or else he either has to do it or he has to hope that both of the cards in hand are neither minions nor axes, so that basically that they're only riffs, which I think is unlikely. I think he kind of has to, and hopes that with the extra mana next but to innervate. Ugh. I mean, he's gonna have to, I think, innervate Kolak Hedge Maze, right? Ugh. Yep. He finds the play that Denkus Dad was talking about as a hero specialist, as he should.
I just play I play cards till the number in the bottom right is 0, and I think this was the only way to do that this turn.
The number in the bottom right is 0. Wouldn't that just be I mean, Mojo Master Zihi gets you halfway there.
Right. Yeah, that's why I played a lot of Mojo Master Zihi. I don't win much. So
remember, there was a good time when even Warlock was playable, and when that deck was allowed to run Zihi. Oh man, as a Cthulhu Druid main, that was miserable. Yeah, is he dead on board?
no, because the
No,
Kolak
not quite.
actually survives this, so the minions can push some damage here. Ron does have a draw too, but to set up, I think that it's a little risky, but the play I like from Ron is sending the minions face, then using this light to draw 2 and further buff the Craze Stretch.
Oh, you found it, and he found it too.
Ron spots the line, and this game is this is all but over here.
There's an axe. It's over unless he gets like not that. Fanboy for lifesteal.
Yep, Attorney at Maw plus Fanboy.
Plus chitinous plating.
Yeah, well, he'll
I
be
think
living.
Yes, but then he'll be on his 8-mana turn with 3 10 drops in hand.
Which could be worse. I think this actually might
True.
be now have swung Geranium's way. Just a smidge. Because this fanboy is going to gain him a lot of life.
But no, Verse Riff is not a fire spell. I was gonna say, wait, yeah. Oh, but he can't kill the Olgra without using the hero power, which sacrifices the plating.
Well, he's okay to do it this way here.
3, 5, 7, 9, 11. Where are you? Not Remornia. Yeah, 13.
Yep.
15. That is not 20, unless I'm counting it wrong.
Well,
I
there's
think
the
this is
rip.
15.
We'll see the
No,
depths
this is
here.
18.
9 plus
Ooh.
2, and it's not enough.
Ooh, mishmash. So he's gonna heal for 6. He's gonna play his plating, or the mishmash. Ooh.
Well, I think that the only out here, as I see it, is to trade the entire board into the 11-9 and then use the mishmash to clear the Olgra.
I was thinking mishmash attack Olgra first, because either it attacks, finishes off the Olgra and hits this for 5, or it hits that for 4, meaning that this can attack that and these two can finish off the. Oh, that won't finish off the Olgra. That'll leave her at
It
1.
will leave the Olgra always.
Yep.
But
Yep.
you can. But trading
Yep.
all the minions does clear the board every time.
Yep.
And it's
This
the only reliable board clear.
This is true.
It does,
You can go for. Sorry.
and it does leave Behemoth with the Hedge Maze for next turn as a way to try and swing back the game. And at 8 health, well, it's still actually lethal as we see it because of this Remornia. There doesn't seem to be a way out for Geranium here.
No.
But
No, wait. No, it won't be lethal because Remornia won't be able to equip because it won't have a minion to attack into.
it will. It will have the
It
Mosher.
has the Mosher. It has the Mosher. It has the Mosher. I'm sorry.
So,
I'm sorry.
well, you're not.
Yes.
No, it's tough to spot. But Ron has the checkmate here with this Remornia.
It's not tough. Does he remember to activate first? He does. All right. Is it the Priest Sweep? Oh, wait,
Well,
Priest was
we're
banned.
going to be seeing some Rogue next.
Rogue. Oh, my favorite class. Yay.
Well, Wild 9 on the casting deck knows that there is a reason why in trios we were piloting the Rogue. Geranium's brain can be faster than his hands on some occasion, but there's always a chance to change things, and there's no time like the playoffs. You're gonna see.
Are there going to be some concoctions involved, or is this a different Rogue deck?
It's a Rogue in Standard. They all have concoctions.
They all have concoctions.
It's a Rogue in Hearthstone. I think at this point they all have concoctions everywhere.
This could be anything. I think those 3 cards slot into every Rogue deck.
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do. Why is Shadow Step still in the core set? Somebody please explain this.
I've got nothing for you.
Leave it to Wild. It belongs with the Degenerate. Okay, those are also played in every Rogue deck. This is probably some Miracle list because it looks just like Wild Miracle Rogue.
They are almost the same deck, give or take an Edwin and some secret passages.
Don't forget the Lotheb.
Oh. Well, here though, you can see Ron has got it all once again.
I mean, I did say there was a chance the Warrior just sweeps.
Yeah.
What's this concoction? This is not the concoction you want.
AZ is still pretty solid, but it's not
they're all solid, but it's not gleaming.
No, but in Standard they're pretty close sometimes. You definitely want that gleaming first, but later in the game the hazies are really good for helping you assemble a win that you probably had no right to find.
Are we getting to later in the game? This is Ret,
I think
Axe, Riff, Depths?
I think so. Still not. Ron still actually has to spend mana because only one person here is playing Rogue. So there is that Geranium has going for him, and Alchemist will definitely swing the tempo back in his favor in a little bit.
Now he really needs Gleaming. He really needs Gleaming so he can get through his get his 4/4s with Rush, get his, his graveyards, all that.
So
graveyards
very
hold Standard?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Very
Okay.
slow play on Ron's side here, trying to play around the potential Dreadful concoction, but with our caster vision here, we can actually see that that is going to benefit Geranium a lot because there aren't really reactive tools in this hand, but this is giving him time to assemble his pieces.
This, all he really needs now is just a way to draw a bunch of cards, and he can pop off.
Saves the
Or
axe
generate a
hit.
bunch of cards.
Yeah, we will see. So we know there's a Bone Strike and a Ghostly Strike on the bottom. So I don't know if we're going to see those exactly.
There's the Gaunt
Might-
Mission.
Yeah, we might see some sort of graveyard play here.
You mean like a mini graveyard to try and win board?
Yes,
I actually don't hate that. Hazy can get something cheap.
it did, and it's
Hazy
a pretty good one.
gives! That can get Bone Spike.
Grabs
Oh,
a
there's
Bone
Astalor.
Spike.
There's
Yep.
Astalor. Hey, Jordan,
Well-
if you're seeing this, I get my Astalors very quickly.
So there's the Bone
Uh.
Spike. See the graveyard here. And we'll make a 5/5. And then Ashara is all set for next turn. So back in Ron's court. And
Now, in Standard, what do Ashara players get? Which one do they pick?
it really depends. Typically, the correct play is to take the Horn to go for the Colossal and get it ahead of schedule. But oftentimes, you'll see the Ring of Tides, maybe to duplicate a key spell, like a Deathborn if you're looking at a mage list. But smart play by Ron here to deny that Colossal. I'm going to have to see that door instead.
Agreed. Because he will die if he goes for it right now.
Yes,
But the door is infused.
it is. And
what's
there
the-
are...
What's the bad outcomes? 'Cause he only
Potion
needs
Belt
3
here.
damage. Is that a bad out? Oh, yes it is. Yes it is.
Ironically, it's the only bad outcome, which is pretty funny. Anything else will get the job done. But
Yep.
Potion Belt specifically, I mean, Prep would be unfortunate, but doable. But Potion Belt exactly is the only spell that takes away any chance of
What
a
would
clear.
happen if it's prep? It's you play like, oh, you can't have the mana for Ashara, right? So prep scribbling. Yes.
Yes, and it works out exactly.
Okay. Yeah, it's not what you want, but it keeps you alive.
Yes. So
You can't-
Geranium's going to elect to go for the
Oh,
Ashara
no.
here. I don't think that's completely unreasonable, but it is a big risk.
He needs 2 damage. That is not the kind of 2 damage he needs. Now he still needs 2 damage. Oh wait, Verse Chorus. That's lethal, right? Verse Chorus is lethal.
Not quite.
Yes, it is. 6 plus 11 plus 2. That's 19. Because Chorus will replay the verse because he's overloaded.
Yeah, that's right. It will. So this is lethal if Ron
Lethal.
spots it.
Does
6
he
plus
know
2.
he's overloaded? Does he think he has 5 mana?
No, I think he spotted it, and
Yep.
Geranium did not quite get there.
Dang. On
And
the bright side, I think I understand why Enraged Warrior is the best deck in the format according to Tempo Storm.
well, you see, the secret is that you always draw your high win rate cards on curve
Wait,
every
it
time.
wasn't infused?
Nope, he played the axe on 3. So
Wait, he still has a chance.
oh yeah. I mean, like, there are a couple Colossals here that are pretty good.
Blackwater Behemoth, especially.
Looking for the Shadow of Demise, maybe? Nope. Oh, Shadow Step's big, can take the 2/2 off the board. But we'll probably need to see this this horn first, because he's got 2 shots at it.
This is true. He can get Blackwater Behemoth.
Awesome,
Laundromat
Matt.
won't do it. That won't. It's a fun one, but it won't do it.
So that's gonna be it, I think, here.
Shadow Step's the 2/2. No, because he has to. Yeah. I don't see it. Yeah. Thought. Yeah. Dang. Laundromat. No, that won't work. The Ashara gets reset, of course, when it returns from board to hand. Is he gonna face tank? Honorable. Yes.
And that will do it. Ron Mexico takes it 3-0 for Geranium Battle, and well,
I think they win the series.
they do. And I am no longer on the clock.
Leave. Yes, you are. We're going to finals next week. All right, believe in that. You better start preparing.
Oh! I meant just for this series. I'm of course, my teams are going to win Pro and Wild because that's definitely still possible.
It is in Wild at least.
Oh,
Inferno wins, and he always wins. He's clutchest player in the league.
perhaps that's true. But speaking
Wait,
of
let me.
clutch players in the league, we have Ron Mexico on the call with us now. Congratulations on the win, Ron.
Hey, thanks guys. How's it going?
It's going well. I will admit this was a bit of a jarring experience. The class over there on the other side seemed very red, and I'm used to seeing green on your side when you're playing the game, so was just not quite right. Something felt a little off the whole time.
I almost queued Hunter first, but I was like, looking at the lineups, I feel like Warrior doesn't actually have any real favorables here. So let's just queue it up first, see if I can steal one or two or three. And sometimes it works out.
I mean, how unfavorable can it be if you draw Anima Extractor on 2?
I mean,
Extractor on 2, Riff on 3.
if you draw perfect like I did in like every game, it does work out a lot easier.
Well, good
And
advice.
these weren't just, by the way, good draws on your part. I mean, from what we at Caster Vision, Geranium Battle drew excellently, especially in game 1 and 3, less so in game 2, and you still won.
I gotta say I was very happy with the Druid game, especially. The Demon Hunter game was probably like the most interesting of the three. Um, but the Druid game, I was like, it's so unfavorable. I need to do like a very specific thing to line it up in order to like sneak in the win before he does the crazy high roll thing. And I mean, the cards really cooperated extremely well. Like I drew perfect, but I was
And
really
for us
happy with just
wild
going for
players,
specifically that line.
what is said specific thing you mentioned?
The specific thing, in case you are unaware, is Druid will play typically Hedge Maze first, which he did have, and then they play Womper, which he apparently did not have, which was a really crucial, important point for me to be able to win. Womper then draws a 9 mana 4/8 taunt with Death Rattle to summon a random undead from your deck, and often that, um, when it gets triggered, pulls Thaddeus, and Thaddeus just wins the game on the spot. But fortunately for me, that no showed, and it was kind of easy cruising.
Hmm.
Yeah, you forced out a lot of just a lot of aggressions that he couldn't delay. Like even using the innervate, right, in order to answer that your board was pretty huge.
Yeah, it was like I have no time, so I need to give him no time.
Yeah.
Um, and it lined up well. I did really like the Outcast Demon Hunter game though. That was a pretty interesting one. He was kind of I had a moment where I was like really conflicted about Olgra. He popped off with the Helveria just before um like it was a game winner moment for me, I thought, and it made it super awkward, but we're able to get there. Again, really fortunate with the draws because I like top deck Remornia right when I played Olgra.
Yeah, it kind of felt very similar in some ways, just that you're kind of forcing out the win condition in a position that, he doesn't really want to be in, right? So just because of how much pressure you're able to put on that board right there. Like even in that matchup, I think there are moments where we thought, oh, you could just like tempo really hard on turn 5 or something like that. But then you were really patient. And then once you did set up that board, it just made it tough for the outcast to come back in like some huge way and stick a board at the same time, like you just had enough value basically from that point on. So it was very patient, but very good way to play that deck in that matchup with what you had in your hand.
Well, thank you. It feels like a slightly below 50% matchup for me for Warrior into Outcast and Demon Hunter. I was hoping it wasn't Outcast because the other Demon Hunters were good for Warriors, so I figured, okay, the Warriors got to be the lead. Um, but props to Geranium for making like the really terrifying board there, because I was like, okay, I'm way ahead, and then he did the Halvaria thing, and I'm like, uh-oh, am, am I gonna die now?
Yeah.
So, and obviously that would have changed the entire outcome because Warrior wound up sweeping, which I definitely did not see coming.
Yeah.
Jack.
Yeah. Yeah, and even just in that game too, like you elected to do the bridge riff on 5, but like your alternative was that you had 2 8 health minions in your hand that you could have played, and I'm just like, geez, like there are just a glut of good options here. There's no like this was just like such a high power game from both sides because no matter what you did, we saw that Halvaria snapback was coming right away, and was just such a cool game.
Right. Yeah, that game was fun. That game was interesting. The other two were not quite as interesting. I'm sorry. It wrapped up like so quickly. We just burned through 3 games in like 30 minutes. I mean, I'm happy for my team cuz it gets us on to the next round and I didn't have to stress over, making it to game 4, game 5. But yeah, I mean, games 2 and 3, the draws just kind of lined up unbelievably well for me.
Yeah,
Ooh.
congratulations. Do you guys know who you're playing yet? No, right? Others figured it out yet?
Yeah, as far as I know, it's not decided. I haven't checked again lately, though.
I will check right now.
Oh,
It is.
no. Wait, is it decided?
It
No, it's not.
is not decided yet. Although it is apparently likely to be let them cook.
Uh-oh. we were we were hoping that first they wouldn't make it into the playoffs, but they barely squeaked in part because they full swept us
Right.
last week and they won every single game against us. And if we had taken a single game off of them, they would not be in playoffs right now.
Oh my god!
So
Well,
Really?
sounds like you shouldn't have let them cook.
so yeah, we did let them cook, and that's not an
You
opponent we want to see. So we're
what?
gonna be based fans. Let's
You
go
don't want
G kick
to
and skirt.
you don't want to be fighting Neji Boston? I mean, you took down Geranium.
Yeah,
I mean,
Neji, by the way, he had the nastiest 3 consecutive Miracle Rogue high rolls I have ever seen last week. Um, it was brutal, and I want no part of Neji again. But
just ban
if
the rogue.
if they pick up one more victory, I'm gonna face Neji again. Hey, maybe we can get it on stream or something, and
Yeah,
I'll carry over this stream luck.
we definitely should because that would mean that Neji has won 6 hero matches straight then because he 3-0'd based,
Oh my
right?
god.
So if you're saying that it was like a reverse sweep where they won 3 Miracle Rogues in a row, then they're 6 and
Yeah,
0 in
I
the last 3
won
games.
game 1 against Neji last week, and then he queued Miracle Rogue, and then I blacked out. I think. Um,
Yes, that does
I
tend to happen when
yeah.
rogue is involved.
I feel like I've probably successfully purged that from my memory. There's
Uh,
replays somewhere. I should probably delete those too.
I don't know what it is, but when you see a certain Valera on screen, it might be time to bring out the red wine.
Well, at least I was able to take down the rogue this time around in game 3. Uh,
Yeah.
I was double checking. I was like, is that actually one off? No way he finds a way out, right? The Colossal's not going to be good. What was the Colossal, by the way? I gotta know.
It was
Um,
Azamat.
uh,
Of course,
Azamat.
Of course.
Azamat.
I actually like said to my screen when he played it, I was like, Ozamat. So
I was hoping for
awesome.
as a caster. I admit it. You know, I love you, but I was hoping for Blackwater Behemoth. I wanted to cast more games.
Yeah, Behemoth would have been a little sad. I don't know if I win that if he hits Behemoth there.
Or you could have got totally glugged. That
I
would
could have got
also.
glugged. I could have got
Love.
even the Druid one wouldn't have been that bad there.
Yeah. It was just funny though with the ticking time bomb of the death rattle on the board still there.
Although he had the Shadow Step, he would have bound. If he had hit Behemoth, he would have just Shadow Stepped his Chow.
Yeah. To stay alive.
Staying alive. Ah, ah. Sorry. Every time I hear that phrase.
All right. Well, any last shout outs, Ron, for your side?
Just a shout out to my teammates who have been having a fantastic season, and we're hoping we can bring it home this next week. So shout out to Hat in what might be his last THL season for a while. Um, Dragon Rider, 2-star Mako, who's also 2 MVP Mako in our channel. I don't know if he's actually getting the 3 MVP, but we've been calling him 3 MVP Mako for a good bit this season. And Saku in our 5 seed. Just really excited to make it to the final stage, and hopefully we can follow through. And a shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for doing the casting and putting on a show for everybody. I always really appreciate seeing people take time out of their schedules to provide some entertainment. So you guys are awesome, and thank you for having me.
Yeah.
At the
Thanks
risk
for.
of lose. Sorry.
Oh, just thanks
Oh,
for
cool.
playing your game on stream, of course. Yeah. Go ahead, Devali.
At the risk of losing a bit of luster to that compliment, I will point out that summer is a fun time for college students.
Ah, yes. Fair.
All right. Well, congratulations again, and good luck in the finals. Hopefully, you're able to do it for the team.
Well, thanks, guys. Take care.
Best of luck. Best of luck to you.
That's again, Ron. Thanks for coming on.
Appreciate you.
All right. Well, that's it. That's all we have today. And I don't even know if there's anything going on tomorrow. Do you guys? I didn't hear of anything going on tomorrow. So we're just kind of winding down now because this is what, the second to last week for 2 different series. So there's only semifinals right now, and then finals next week, and then Legacy will be in semifinals. So starting to wind down.
But Wild is just winding up.
You guys semifinals this week too, right? For Wild.
F2L made the finals for a 9th straight season, I believe.
Crazy.
So we're looking to knock them off their thrones next week.
Nice.
Because I'm confident in Inferno. And I have my eyes set on Lasagna. I do. I'm coming for you. If you're in chat, I'm coming for you.
All right. All right.
If he's there, I'll also be there, I guess. I don't know.
Just saying, cats and lasagna are is a good matchup for the cats.
Don't play on Monday.
I wouldn't dream of it. Monday is for sleeping in. As is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, but not Sunday.
All right. Well, with that, we will go ahead and close up the show. Thanks, you guys. Thanks, Dankestad and Devalian for casting with me. And thanks again to Geranium Battle and Ron Mexico for having their match on stream. And we will hopefully see you next week with some more playoff action. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for hosting. And thanks,
Of
Dad,
course.
for knowing things about standards so I didn't need to BS my way through it.
Not a problem. Have a great night, everybody.
Yeah, good night.
I hear you got a problem. Another round? Why do you... You are not prepared! You are not! This guy's toast. am not prepared!
Goodbye.